कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन
जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी
जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. So I'd like to just make a brief announcement. It's our new Taliban's Om Sridevi. Astika brought this up to me, and I thought, yeah, this is an obvious thing that we should take advantage of. I mean, she is in next week, or is it next week? Yeah, next week she'll be doing 3-day seminars in Houston Temple, and they have a very large Indian congregation, and they're all very eager. There's one's for the youth, one is for young couples, and some other category. I don't know what the other one is.
Parents of teens. Parents of teens.
So then, also after that, she's going to Chopati. I think some people may have heard of this place. What's his name? Radhanath Swami. Yes, Radhanath Swami. They're asking her to do seminars there on different subject matters. And Pune, that's the correct pronunciation? Yeah, which is also well known and has many gifted speakers there on the Bhagavatam. So she's also been asked to give seminars there. So she's our hometown girl done good. And we wanted to get some of that experience without having to, pay anything. So this she's doing an abbreviated version. It's called Hearts of Blocks to. How do you say this now?
Clearing the block.
Oh, I see. It's up here. Okay. Moving closer to Krishna, clearing out our hearts of blocks to loving Krishna. 2 days seminar by Sridevi Dasi, Prabhu. So I would like to. I'm just very pleased that she's agreed to do an abbreviated version of it, and I think this is a good subject matter for everybody, anywhere. So I'd like to just thank her for coming and presenting, and not charging us anything. Thank you.
Actually, I really am very, very humbly grateful to Your Grace and Ashtika Prabhu for giving up their days. I mean, Friday is Ashtika Prabhu's day, Saturday is Gokul Ranjan Prabhu's day, and they have magnanimously given up their days, allowing me, a little kid, to do a seminar. I mean, this is just like, parents, when their toddler is doing some antics, they just indulge that little child. They say, okay, just, do something. So it is actually their magnanimity and their kindness to me that I'm being given a chance to do a little service for you all. So I humbly request the blessings and prayers of all of you Vaishnavas who are far, far ahead of me. I mean, it's like really a kid here, the new kid on the block trying to do something. So I know that you are actually specially giving me blessings to do this seminar, and that's how I'm doing it. Otherwise, there would really be no chance. I'm very convinced that it is the magnanimity of all of you senior Vaishnavas that you are giving me this chance. So I thank you very much, Ashika Prabhu, Gokul Ranjan Prabhu, and all the elevated Vaishnavis here for allowing me a chance to serve you. And I hope and pray for your blessings and by the blessings of my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and Gordonka and Radha Radhakanta, that we can make it a very wonderful, joyous time together.
Haribol. Haribol.
Because really, Lord Chaitanya wants us to be happy. Srila Prabhupada wants us to be happy in this process of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so I have prepared some materials, and by mercy of Guru and Krishna, I humbly wish to present it to you as a starter. So let's go back to the beginning. Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world. And who was there to receive him? No one. Not a soul. And Srila Prabhupada was so fixed up in his determination to somehow carry out the order of his spiritual master that he was willing to go and live in the Bowery and take care of whoever came. And there were all kinds of people, but there was one special class known as the hippies, who later on went on to become happies, and who are now sannyasis, senior devotees in our Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada was so loving, so kind, so magnanimous, so merciful, that just as a father takes care of little newborn children, he nurtured them, loved them, carried them literally, not literally, but their souls in his hands to the lotus feet of Krishna. And how did he do that? Simply by having complete faith in the holy name of Krishna, simply by having complete faith in the order of his spiritual master. This is the secret of success. And I'm going to relate this episode that Giriraj Maharaj speaks about. This is from a lecture by Giriraj Maharaj, which took place April 9th, 2009 in New Vrindavan at a Japa retreat. And Giriraj Maharaj goes on to explain how Srila Prabhupada took care of them and took how do I explain this? Really did not put any rules or regulations or did not insist on any heavy regimentation, that's the word I want to use, but simply encouraged them to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he captured their hearts with his love. He captured their souls with the holy name. He gave them prasadam to purify themselves. And therefore, this Hare Krishna movement began, and it has changed the world. And it continues to change the world. Jagais and Madais are being delivered even today. It's not just 500 years ago. So let's see how Giriraj Maharaj is explaining this. I thought of how he came to the Western world to give us the holy name. He did so on the order of his spiritual master with full faith in the holy name, that if people like us would just chant the holy name, everything else would follow. Srila Prabhupada had a godbrother, Akinchana Krishna Das Babaji. Srila Prabhupada said he was a Paramahams, a liberated soul. He approached another godbrother who had been sent by his divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, to England to preach. But he didn't have much effect, and he then came back to India. So Akinchana Das Babaji Maharaj said to him, "You went to the West, and Swami Maharaj," which is how they referred to Srila Prabhupada, because they were godbrothers, "went to the West. You presented the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and Swami Maharaj presented the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You introduced the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Swami Maharaj introduced the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But Swami Maharaj was tremendously successful, and you hardly achieved anything." Such a heavy statement. What's the reason? And then Babaji Maharaj himself went on to say, give the answer. Because Swami Maharaj had full faith in the holy name of Krishna and you did not. This is a very powerful statement and the most significant point. Srila Prabhupada had full faith in the holy names, and with that conviction he came to the West, gave us the holy name and encouraged us to chant. And the rest, of course, is history. So, Srila Prabhupada's conviction that simply by chanting the holy name, everything will follow, is being followed even today by our spiritual masters. Just yesterday, Her Grace Mahalakshmi Sridevi Dasi, our very, very stalwart and exalted Vaishnavi over here, along with all of you who have done so much to bring this temple to where it is today, shared with me that Jayapataka Maharaj came to her in her dream. And many things were said, that's, personal. And finally she said to Guru Maharaj, "What, do you have something special to tell me?" And Maharaj said, "Just chant Hare Krishna and everything else will follow." This is the power of Krishna's holy name. It is not an ordinary vibration. It is coming from the spiritual world. Golokera Prema Dhana Hari Nam Sankirtan. It is coming directly from the spiritual world. It is Krishna himself. So if we chant with great conviction, if we chant with great faith, if we chant with great longing, why will Krishna not respond? It's impossible, isn't it? So our hearts are actually full of love for Krishna. That is the loving tendency that every soul has for completely, totally being in love with Krishna. We have not reached that point yet, but it is there, it is dormant. And the process of uncovering it is this process of bhakti yoga. So let us see further illustrations. You might say, okay, chanting Hare Krishna is good for my soul, but what about my body? I need food, I need clothes, I need money, I need shelter, I need this, I need that. So let's go on to see another good example of how the holy name will give you everything you need. So here, again, Giriraj Maharaj goes on to say, soon after I joined Boston Temple, the devotees faced financial crisis. There were so many devotees coming and there was little income. Srila Prabhupada had already told some of the stalwart devotees, Satsvarup Maharaj, who is our dear Mother Prishni's spiritual master, that you can keep your job and that income was being used to run the temple, take care of the deities, take care of the devotees, but it wasn't enough. Then another devotee, Patit Pavana, said, I can take a job at the post office. So like that, we were all having a little brainstorming session. And then Maharaj goes on to say, there was a very humble devotee. And he says, all the devotees were very humble, but this devotee, Nandakishore, was really very humble. And he said, let me share. Let's remember what Srila Prabhupada sent in the letter. And in those days, when Srila Prabhupada sent a letter, it wasn't just to the addressee, because everyone gathered around that letter and devoured the content because it was nectar. And so Nandakishore said, in that letter Srila Prabhupada has said, if you just go on Sankirtan, all your problems will be solved, materially and spiritually. And so they said, yes, we should all go, we should all go. So the next day they went out. And they only chanted. In those days it was, they didn't have any BTGs, they didn't have any fancy things, they didn't have prasadam, they were barely surviving themselves. And they didn't have regular Sankirtan programs. It was very new at that time. So only Monday, Wednesday, Friday, devotees were meeting, they were doing some chanting in the temple. But this time, they went out on Sankirtan all together, simply on the order of Srila Prabhupada. And you know what? They asked people for donations. And the first day, they collected the princely sum of $7. Now, you might say $7, but Giriraj Maharaj says, in those days, $7 was something. The prospects looked promising, so they decided, we'll go out again. The next day, they went out again, and they collected $12. I thought, this is good. What Srila Prabhupada said is true. The third day, we collected $19. Then we had no doubt, and we'd go out every day And we realized what Srila Prabhupada had said was true. If you chant Hare Krishna, all your problems will be solved, materially and spiritually. He had that faith. So you see, faith can move mountains. There's a saying, isn't it? We cannot move the mountain, but Krishna, seeing our faith, He moves the mountains. So we must have faith. We may not have the ability to have faith in the holy names or in Krishna, because Krishna is very far away. But Srila Prabhupada is here! And He is telling us to chant. So when we have faith in Srila Prabhupada, He will give us the faith to have faith in Krishna. We cannot do it by ourselves. It's only by the mercy of the Guru. So all we have to do is take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's instructions and make our life perfect. Why not? This is our chance. We have been given the human form of life. It is a wonderful, very rare opportunity to make our way back, all the way back to the spiritual world. We can bypass everything. Other material planets, the heavenly planets, the this, the that, we can actually go back all the way to Golok Vrindavan. So I'll give you a third example of what Giriraj Maharaj was explaining. They had just started publishing the books, and Easy Journey to Other Planets was the first one to be published. And the cover was meant to depict the theme of the book, that by Bhakti Yoga, by chanting japa, one can travel beyond material universes to the spiritual sky to Golok Vrindavan. The chanting is our ticket back to Godhead. When Srila Prabhupada was shown the cover, he was pleased and said, "Yes, by the beads." So chanting the holy name has such potency, and Srila Prabhupada had that faith. So then Giriraj Maharaj goes on to say that again and again he got convinced that this is how we can be successful, by pleasing Srila Prabhupada, by having faith in him, because he has such faith in Krishna that he will take us back home to Krishna. And the last incident I want to relate with Giriraj Maharaj says, at one time Srila Prabhupada wanted someone to go to Madras, and now it's called Chennai. And no one wanted to go, because it meant leaving Srila Prabhupada and the other disciples who were to go to Vrindavan. Somehow I had the idea that the secret of success in Krishna consciousness is to follow the order of the spiritual master and please him. So I volunteered to go. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasya ti katitha hi artha prakashante mahatmana. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. So Srila Prabhupada has told us, chant and be
Happy.
happy. Repeatedly we hear this, chant and be happy. Chant and be happy. All your problems will be solved, materially and spiritually. So, my question to my dear audience is, what stops us from chanting nicely and becoming happy? So I'm going to ask all of us to take part. It's not my seminar, it's everyone's seminar. Everybody is going to contribute. Can we go around the room and find out what it is that prevents us from really calling out to Krishna, who is Mata, Pita, that means mother, father, brother, sister, wife, husband, child. Every relationship, he is the ocean of rasas. Everything is there in Krishna. But we don't have that faith. Now our little Tulsi Manjari, does she have to tell mommy every day, mommy, 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 give me food, give me clothes, give me an education, give me medicine, give me. Does she have to ask? Automatically her parents love her and are providing her with those things. So why will Krishna not take care of us if we surrender? Our loving Father is simply waiting. When will my child turn to me instead of turning to all the other things and trying to hold on to something which is durashraya, false shelter. But because of our conditioning, because we have been so much involved with material energy for trillions of lifetimes, we are habituated to looking for something out there. But it is in here. It is in here. So our faith will be strengthened more and more as we see Krishna reciprocating. And Krishna will reciprocate as we call out with sincerity. Now supposing I call you, Gokulanjan Prabhu, but I'm calling you, looking here and there, everywhere. You're going to turn around and see and say, this woman is calling me, but she's not even looking at me. I'm not going to bother about her, right? But when I say, Gokulanjan Prabhu, please, then what happens? So, oh, what is it? What do you need? Isn't that, automatically? I say, Jesse Prabhu. And Jesse's like, oh, what? What is it? Mother Haribani. What? Look. Immediately, there's that response. What do you need? So the urgency, the sincerity, the calling out has to come from the heart. Not lip superficial, but heart deep. Our longing should be, please help me to come back to you because I'm like a fish out of water here. I'm suffering. Please help me to come back to my original constitutional position of loving you, serving you, adoring you, worshipping you, doing everything to please you. So when our chanting reaches that point, then we will really begin to see and feel Krishna's response. Because until then we are still preoccupied. We do things, and really I'm speaking of myself here, we do things just for the sake of doing them. Just because we have to. Just because, this is the protocol. Now to get up, have to chant, and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we're calling out Krishna, not even, or what? Slick. Slick and Rome. Not to Krishna and Rama. So when our chanting is very, very focused, very, very determined to reach Krishna's lotus feet, then our chanting will become a real call, a real plea, a real imploring, beseeching, a real supplicating Krishna, please help me to stay closer, come closer and closer, and stay ultimately at your lotus feet and not budge from there. So we want to reach that point where our chanting becomes so effective that we can't wait to get to our beads. And once we have the beads, we can't wait to chant very sincerely, and then we want to keep chanting. Not just 3 hours, 24 hours of chanting. So of course we are not there yet. We are practicing. We are in the shower. We are still going through. But we can quicken it. We can expedite that process. We can do something to catalyze all those things by removing the blocks in our hearts. So let's look at what prevents us really from chanting the holy names. What do you think are some of the things that are preventing us from calling out with great sincerity? So let's start from left to right. We'll start with Mother Prishni. Mother Prishni, what do you think are some of the causes for us not really calling out to Krishna, but just going through the motions?
Well, a number of things, like is the 10 offenses that we have to be careful of. If we're doing offenses, then it would be hard for us to keep And also, what we all know is our mind. It goes off into this tangent, you gotta bring it back. It goes off all the plan for today, it comes back. Oh, how about this for supper? Oh, it comes back. So that inattentiveness, and then you have to constantly bring it. It's like a fight for nothing.
Beautiful point, beautiful point. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur goes on to say that actually it is inattention to the holy name that brings about all the other offenses. It's the root cause of all the other offenses. So when we put our attention on the chanting, gradually the other offenses also will be obliterated and our chanting will become purer and purer and purer. And from Nama Prad, we will reach Nama Bhas and then Shuddha Nam. Now I'm going to take you into a science fiction story before we go to Mother Haridwani. You were in a very wonderful place where there were no problems, where you had no diseases, you never knew what is death or old age or any ailment whatsoever. You were in such bliss that you were having such a marvelous time and that was all you knew. But then someone came along and said, yes, but why do we have to listen to this person, the captain? And the captain of this planet has told us not to do certain things, not to look at certain places, not to covet some things. But then this person comes along and says, no, there is a better place. Why don't we try it? And then you say, no, but the captain has told not to look there, not to covet that. No, don't believe him. Let's go there. I have a spaceship, I'll take you. And you have a little doubt, but then you think, maybe we can try it. And you land on this earth planet leading Krishna. And the people there say, oh, you made the mistake too? Alright, here we are. Now we have to suffer death, diseases, old age, birth, repeated all over again and again and again. But then a very wise and kindly saint has come there to take you back home. And he tells you there are 3 different rockets. There's a rocket that each of us has to fly alone. You get your own personal rocket to fly back to Krishna. And there are 3 grades of fuel. The first class grade will take you all the way back home, back to Krishna. The second grade fuel will take you to the heavenly planets. And the third grade fuel will bring you right back here. Which kind of fuel will you choose? Namabhas, Shuddhanam, or Namabra? Which one do you want? Because the moment you put the third grade fuel, chances are your rocket won't go very far. The moment you put the second grade fuel, you might reach some of the heavenly planets. But the first class fuel will take you all the way back to Golok Vrindavan, and that is called Shuddhanam. Which fuel would you like? Shuddhanam! So of course, we are again in this process of reaching that point. But the most wonderful and beautiful part of this process is in this very lifetime we can make it. Because the mercy is unbelievable. Lord Chaitanya wants to lift up the most fallen and bring us back to his lotus feet. So why should we not go for it? So for us to reach Shuddhanam is a very, it's a very tall order. It's a big endeavor. But that's why all our different Guru Maharajas, Sachinandan Maharaj is really focusing on so many japa retreats, holy name seminars, temple of the heart, and so many different things, simply to help us remove those blocks. So we covered one in attention to the holy name, and we will focus more on that a little later. So Mother Haridwani, would you like to tell us what do you think are the blocks that prevent us from putting that first grade fuel into our rocket?
Well, I just think that personally, I have developed that, or not even, say developed, I become habituated to chanting improperly. And personally, I guess it has to do with when I came to Krishna consciousness, I had Narayana on my hip and Kalindi holding my hand. So then with the free hand, I'm chanting and just like pecking away at those 16 rounds. So you know, that's not an excuse for the last decades, but because I become habituated to that, I think that for me that's a real big problem, but I'm working on it.
Yes, of course you are. And we thank you, Mata, for your dedication, for your sincerity, for your determination in spite of so many odds, in spite of having to raise 3 children as a single mother and do all your services as well as raise funds for this temple. You have plugged on, you have remained steady in your commitment. So we thank you for all that you have done. Thank you very much. Okay, so some habits that we develop.
And that actually not being convinced.
Exactly. We are going, yeah.
Really not convinced.
Yes. And, yeah.
This is what we should be doing. Somehow clinging to the idea that, oh, maybe I can fix it. So that
Right. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Colleen, Mother Colleen, what would you like to share with us about what you think, why we are not really calling out to Krishna with all our hearts?
I'm sitting here. There are so many things I don't know.
Would you like to?
I mean, in my mind, I wish I had a record player with, an LP. Instead of what I have is a 45. I have 45. If anybody remembers the 45.
Oh, yeah.
And you just stack them.
Uh-huh.
And I'm somewhere among one of those 45. I'm all over the place.
What was that thing she said?
She said she's all over the place. Mata, you're not alone. We are all in the same boat with you. Yeah, it's the mind. Okay. Vedanta Prabhu, what would you like to share with us?
Yes, sometimes I feel I chant simply as fulfilling my duty or that a promise I made to the Prabhupada, and not, as you're describing, really chanting with the urgency and the deep heart connection that should be there.
Okay, good. Thank you for sharing that. Yogendra Prabhu, our dear temple president, who is really the, Namacharya of New Taliban temple.
Well, if I don't have a regular time, then when I try to chant later, I tend to fall asleep. Just be tired, got too many other priorities. So, if I don't have a regular time to chant, then it gets too difficult because of being too tired or having too many other priorities.
Okay, so you feel that best is to keep a regular time for chanting, because if you miss that time, then it becomes very, very difficult. Okay, thank you. Ashtika Prabhu, what would you like to tell us?
I think I have some material attachments, and that keeps me away from chanting purely.
Okay, material attachments. Loganarajan Prabhu?
Let me count the ways. There's so many, and it's also phases of my, life that they're different. Sometimes I become complacent because I'm comfortable with my life, and I don't really fully feel the urgency. But then, but generally speaking, the real issue is being able to get my rounds done at a regulated time, as Yogendra Prabhu mentioned. But then, my issue is, my mind is like, to borrow an example of an older godbrother, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, when I start to chant, it's like a 4th of July fireworks, and just one thing after another. Something I'm going to do later today, something that someone said, something I did 25 years ago. And then I think, well, this round, now this round I'll really listen, and then it starts all over again. I won't be like the last round because I'll do this and I did that and then I just start going off and off and off, and then I bring it back, and then you start. So, but when I'm going to say this really carefully because I'm sitting in front of the deities and Srila Prabhupada, but when I'm in the most distress, I really take shelter of the holy name. And I'm not asking for more distress. I'm not that surrendered, but I have my, but I know I have my quota. But it's just, control. It's like Arjuna says, it's like trying to control a raging hurricane wind. It blows everywhere, and it just takes a lot of practice. And even after these years, I still I struggle with my mind. My mind takes me everywhere. But can I just say real quickly that the first devotees I met, very interestingly, it was right around that time frame, was Nanda Kishore and his wife Janava and Giriraj and Mother Jadharani, and they were just starting this Harinam program. I heard them chanting, I heard this music, and I went out and I saw them and I said, yes, we just started this. And then I would see them every day. And I was, one of the people that maybe gave around $19, like I gave so that idea of doing the Harinam is that's how I saw it. First time.
Yeah, so not just the Lakshmi was God, but souls were attracted. Because when you give out the holy name, it's giving out the mercy. But thank you for sharing, and it's your great humility that you are, somebody who has been chanting for so many years and chanting early in the morning, which is the best time. For you to share that is very humbling for all of us. What to speak of us there. So thank you very much. Jesse Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I wanted to say Facebook and Instagram. We have 1001 Arabian Nights on our little black rectangle in our pocket, or on the black rectangle on our desk and our living room or whatever. It can be a very tempting distraction. And of course that
Internet.
the inattentive internet.
Okay, thank you. Very, very, very common and very challenging because you're chanting and then you ting ting and you're looking at your cell phone. And something happens, ting ting, and so it's very real, because you feel this pressing urgency. Who texted me? Who sent an Instagram, whatever it is they sent, and so on. So thank you very much. Mother Maharani.
Thank you for giving this class. I read it wrongly. It says hearts of lungs. I thought.
Yeah, I started that one too.
I read it in my little thing. Open up your arteries.
Good one.
Anyhow, thank you for doing this. Chanting is has been always part of me, but I'm always trying to help my husband also. I know he likes that kind to chant, but maybe every day I'm able to help with anything. But for me, it's service. There's so much service to be covered that I'm finding it difficult to, do the chanting. But I find it very easy to chant when I come and sit here by myself and chant in front of the deities. The mind is not so disturbed, If I can do that, I'm trying to work on that. And that will help.
Wonderful. Yes, beautiful to sit in front of the deities and chant. That's such a wonderful thing to do. Thank you for sharing that. We didn't catch Narasimha Lakshmi, so would you like to share with us what do you think are reasons why we are not able to really call out to Krishna?
I think the mind gets distracted and it's tells other priorities still to do other things.
our minds give us a lot of trouble. They distract us, they make us inattentive, or they make us, prioritize other things, or, put the holy name lower down on our list of priorities, or something else becomes more exciting or, attractive or something like that. I want us to go a little deeper. These are definitely there. I want us to go a little deeper and look at the emotional blocks that we have to calling out to Krishna. Just recently for our disciples meeting, my Guru Maharaj asked a disciple of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, his name is His Grace Buddha Bhavana Prabhu, and he spoke extensively on negative emotional anchors that prevent us from really connecting to Krishna. And as you know, I'm a therapist. I'm a person who deals with people who have difficulties in their emotional and mental life, and how this is preventing us from really calling out to the Holy Name. He gave the example. He went to a Gurukuli meeting to conduct a japa retreat or something, and he was asking all the kids over there, so how many of you chant? So there must have been about 20, 22 children, who are now grown up, and about 3 or 4 raised their hands. And so he said, oh really? What is it that, is preventing all the rest of you from chanting the Holy Name? We were forced to chant as children as punishment. And now it is so difficult for us to forget that experience and really pick up the bead bag, because every time you look at the bead bag, you're anchored into that negative emotional experience. You see how deep it goes when you've had a bad experience in life and how that can affect your chanting. I'll give you another example. I'm in therapy with a middle-aged couple, and she went on to reveal to me that when I'm angry with my husband, I don't want to chant. Because I know this pleases him, and I don't want to please him. I'm so upset with him, I'm so angry with him, I'm so annoyed with him, and I know he wants, because the husband is fixed up, he chants his rounds, he's very particular about chanting, and he's always begging all the family members to chant. And she gets upset with him, and because she knows this is one thing which will please him, she refuses to chant. When she's angry, she chants. Whose devotional life is getting affected by this? Hers. Because ultimately we have to all fly our own plane. We can't tell Krishna, I'm annoyed with the maid servant, so I didn't chant. I was angry with the internet wala, so I didn't chant. Though he didn't deliver my clothes, so I didn't chant. My husband didn't give me hugs and kisses and love and red roses on Valentine's Day, so I didn't chant. Or my daughter is not listening to me, so I don't chant. Do you see what I'm saying? So, we have many experiences, not just of this lifetime, but many previous lifetimes. And many of us have to deal with family of origin issues that are coming in the way of really calling out to Krishna. And that's what I'm going to focus on, because these things are deep and we do not actually realize them until it is brought to our attention. And many times they are not brought to our attention because who knows us so deeply, for one thing. Secondly, we don't have such awareness, firstly, of our own selves. And some things might come out in the course of our interaction, but they might not. But that's where anartha nivriti has to take place, because our weeds go back to many lifetimes. And our souls have taken birth in this particular family, with this particular set of circumstances, to help us come closer to Krishna. I can say, oh, I come from a broken home, I've had so much trauma, I've had mommy issues, daddy issues, this issue, that issue. That's not going to cut the, what does that say? Cut the grape?
The mustard.
Yeah, because Krishna is going to say, yes, you had the holy name, you had your spiritual master, you had help, you had books, you had everything. How long are you going to make that excuse? we have been abandoned, we have been cheated, we have been lied to, we have been betrayed, we have been humiliated, we have been shamed, we have been made to feel guilty. So many things may have happened, not just in this childhood or this lifetime, but many previous lifetimes, which have gone unaddressed. And when we don't address them, when we don't dig out those anarthas, it is hard for us to trust Krishna. It's hard for us to believe He's really there for me. Because people in our lives let us down. People in our lives abandoned us. People were not there for us. And those childhood impressions, if they are not dealt with in our adult life, we can carry them on in the same way and block our own progress to reaching Krishna. Because we are not addressed them. Because we are not dealt with them. Because we are not even aware of them. You get it, Prabhu? Yes, please.
Are we always the victim? We're never the villain?
Very true, very true. Good question. It's not that we are always the victim, we are also the villains, both at the same time. We are villains when we do not take to the process sincerely because we are shooting ourselves in the foot. And we are victims because we are innocent about the things that happen to us. Yes, ultimately it's my responsibility because I took birth in this family because my soul needed to learn lessons. You are absolutely correct. The beauty of this process is that we can overcome everything simply by chanting the holy name very sincerely. But like I said, we block our own progress because we do not believe, we do not trust, we do not have faith, we are not convinced. Or sometimes we have poor relationships with our earthly mother and father, so we cannot even conceive of a divine father and mother who are really there for us. There was this middle-aged lady, well, she's a little past middle-aged, who's been coming to me in Mayapur, and she was telling me, I really don't even know, is Krishna really there? And so I said, that's a good question. Let's look a little further. Of course, I'm abbreviating the many sessions into this 5-minute clip here for you. But going deeper, she didn't ever know her father. She was born of a teenage mother. Her mother, had her, and very quickly the father was gone, or he wasn't even in the picture. So she never really had a relationship with her father. So it's very hard for her to wrap her brain around the fact that Krishna is our Divine Father and He's really there. She has a very difficult time chanting because she doesn't even feel, if I call out, will He really come? Because as a little child, she must have thought, where's my dad? Where is he? When will he ever come for my birthday? All those little things that a child dreams of and wants, they never happen. And so for her now, it is very difficult for her to conceive of the fact of a real, eternal, divine mother and father. And I'm just giving these as examples of how people have difficulties in their chanting the holy name. It may not be true for you, or, I'm just relating these as examples of what can cause us blocks. So, at least my humble endeavor, and it's 8:30 now, so we may have just a few minutes before we carry forward into tomorrow, which is really the deep work. Yes, Vedanta Krishna.
Within the issue, sometimes individuals have actually fear or denial of these blocks.
Can you please repeat your question?
Yes, we're talking about what blocks our hearts from opening or sincerely calling out to Krishna. So what if an individual actually has fear of those blocks or is in denial of those blocks?
Very good, very, very, very important point. And are we all in denial? To some extent we all are. But yes, our first major problem is acknowledgement. If we do not even acknowledge that there's a problem, how can we address it? They say 50% of solving a problem is acknowledging it. But yes, if we are in denial, we'll have an even more difficult time. So at least we must introspect enough to realize this is a problem and I need to address it, because I'm only harming my own self by not addressing it. I'm blocking my loving connection with Krishna by not addressing this. You see? But for that also we have to reach a certain point. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Maybe many lifetimes I may be in denial. Who knows? That's why this process of anartha nivritti is a very long process. It's not so easy. We are very challenged. Our minds, our sight, we are in rebellion. Most of the time, we are in rebellion. And it takes a lot for us to admit that we are here because we rebelled against Krishna. And our false ego is always there to send us on that tailspin of denial and all those things. But really, the few of us who are gathered here hopefully want to work on all these things. At least I do. Because we really want to access our loving relationship with Krishna. That is the only thing we are really longing for. The soul only wants love. Nothing else. But if you are somehow connected, Krishna will help you. Even if you have just hit one nail in one door, in one temple, Krishna will remember that. Ajnata Sukriti. You'll keep on getting chance after chance after chance after chance. So Krishna never gives up on us. So there's hope. Even if we are in denial, even if we are in fear, even if we are blocked, even if we are having so many issues, and which one of us doesn't? We all have these difficulties and challenges. Krishna never gives up on us. Never. And at every moment, he's trying to remind you, I'm here. Turn to me. So we're going to the rest tomorrow, and I'm going to hand out some homework. How would you like to do some homework for me? This is something I want you to take home and read and come back tomorrow.
So that's a punishment for me.
Little punishment is okay.
I have a block about this.
You have a block about this? We'll talk some more about it. So, Tulsi Manjari Devi, can you please come here and hand out these sheets to everyone? And this is the homework. I want you to look at this. I want you to read it. And I want you to highlight what struck you as significant or important or meaningful or whatever, as you're reading it, something might strike you. It can be, it doesn't have to be all, roses, and it can be something negative. It can be, oh my God, what is this? I don't want to do this, or whatever it is. Whatever comes to your heart and mind. And of course, if you feel like sharing, there is no compulsion, because we are here to get past those blocks. So if you're brave enough to share, that will actually help other people too, because somebody else might be having the same issue. You see? So don't feel shy. We are one family. We are all meant to help each other. And through this, I'm going to get help, because all of you are going to help me with my blocks. So I'm going to get the most out of it. Alright. So please give one sheet each to everybody, sweetheart, if you don't mind. Thank you. And it is very basic. It's on chanting Hare Krishna, which all of us have heard, Srila Prabhupada lecturing on the holy name. And the second is an excerpt from a lecture by my Guru Maharaj. And if you don't have enough, you can come back to me, Tulsi Manjari. So on that note, which is a very intriguing and hopefully enticing note, we will quit for today, unless anybody has any further questions, comments, suggestions. And we will come back, having done our homework, tomorrow. Is that alright? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.